हर दिन हमारा कमाई हो सकता था 800-900 हो सकता था.
So he's in a part of Kuki Zoland. Yes, he's in Kangpokpi, like Churachandpur district, basically.
जब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिलता है तो हफ्ता में क्या बोलते हैं 20,000 तक मिल पाता था. अभी कहाँ मिलेंगे इधर. अब बताइए. सपना में कभी नहीं आया था ऐसे जिंदगी जिएंगे. दूसरों का घर बनाया हुआ घर में कभी नहीं रहा था हमने. कभी दूसरों के सामने मदद करो बोल के हाथ नहीं फैलाया था. खुद अपना पाँव में जीने की कोशिश कर रहा था. हम जी रहा भी था. अब तक तो क्या करे. अगर इन लोगों ने क्या बोलते सोशल एक्टिविटीज़ वालों ने CSO वालों ने खाना नहीं दिया तो हम लोग भूखा में मरने वाला है. और हर रात हर सुबह बच्चे लोग बोल रहे हैं पापा कब घर जाएंगे. कैसे जवाब दिया जाएंगे. एक बाप का दिल तो दुख होता है ना. अब तक तो बोलते हुए भी आंसू आ रहा है मुझे. जीने का तरीका हमने अपना बच्चों को कैसे सिखाया था अभी कहाँ सिखाएंगे. पूछते हैं उन लोगों को दोस्त को याद करते हैं. उन लोगों का क्या बोलते हैं पड़ोसी का और उसका स्कूल का टीचर वालों का नाम सब याद करते हैं. ये मिस अच्छा था, ये सर अच्छा था, ये हमारा ख्याल रखता था, और ये हमारा पड़ोसी आंटी, ये हमारा पड़ोसी अंकल, ये सब वगैरह हम लोगों को सिखाता था. वो हमारा क्या बोलते हैं जख्मी ठीक होने वाला सोचते हुए बच्चों ने पापा कब हम लोग घर जाएंगे, हमारा बर्थडे कब मनाएंगे, हमारा स्कूल कब जाएंगे वापस. तब तो जख्मी तो नया ताज़ा हो जाता है ना सर. और हम लोगों का आवाज़ सुनने के लिए कोई नहीं है. सरकारी बेहरा है क्या या क्या कर रहे हैं. 1.5 साल से सेपरेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन दे दो, हम लोग अपना ढंग से जिएंगे बोलते हुए कोई किसी ने जवाब नहीं दिया अभी तक.
फोटो वगैरह देखते होंगे अभी घर की.
नहीं छोड़ दिया. क्यों देखूं. क्यों अपना आप दुखा में डाल के अपना आंसू क्यों निभाएं बेमतलब पे. वापस ना जाने वाला. मरने के बाद क्या बोलते हैं ज़मीन को देख के फ़ायदा क्या चीज़ है. ऐसे ही तो है ना सर.
There's that smile. That smile is masking pain, grief, anguish. This is the smile of resignation of like, this is just how things are. We're f***ed. And so now every second of every day is going to be spent on pain mitigation. He's like, what do you want me to do, sir? I'm like, what do you want? Like, should I just expose myself to pain over and over again? Like expose myself to trauma over and over again? Do you want me to do that again? I can do that. I've done that before on stream when I talk about Elam. I've done that. I know that smile.
मतलब वो एकदम मृत्यु हो गई है उस जगह.
मृत्यु हो गई. अंतिम संस्कार कर दिया अपना मन में. वापस जाने का उम्मीद भी नहीं है और जाएंगे भी सोचा ही नहीं हमने अभी तक. जाऊंगा तो और जितना जख्म है और ताज़ा होने वाला है. दुश्मनी बढ़ाने और क्या मन खराब करने के लिए क्यों जाएंगे आप.
Is the power between the Kuki Zo and Meitei as unequal as U.S. segregation? No. No, it's not like that at all. It's not. I wouldn't say that. It's ethnic hatred in the sense of, at least until 2023, there was a delicate balance as far as my understanding of Manipur is concerned. There was a delicate balance that was struck between the Meitei majority, which was the power center was in the center of the state, and the Kuki Zo and Nagas as well, in that even though the Kuki Zos and Nagas were not as well represented in government, right? They were not represented as well in schools and whatnot. There were provisions because they had scheduled tribe status to basically, act as sort of remunerations for that. So that was the delicate balance that was struck. At least that was the sort of thing that was struck until 2023, when the Manipur High Court decided to basically recommend that Meiteis get scheduled tribe status. And that's when all of this started. So, his family members, Kuki Zos, were protesting against giving Meiteis more privileges than the Kukis. And that was met with ethnic pogroms from the Meitei side. So Meiteis engaged in ethnic pogroms against Kukis, and that's how we got to this situation today.
अगर हमारा जगह आप होते हो भी
इधर से स्टेयर्स हियर. आपका घर यहाँ से कितना दूर है जहाँ से आए हो?
25-26 किलोमीटर होगा.
और 16 मंथ से यहीं पे हो. घर की याद तो आती है.
Like, this is what the reason I do this sort of stream, the reason I do this is so that people can, instead of getting depressed, they can use this as a radicalizing moment to basically go ahead and get others aware about this and organize. It's so, like, because these are my people too. We're from the same country, right? Even though I don't particularly identify with, Bharat Mata ki jai, like whatever. I don't give a shit about any of that, right? I'm not a nationalist by any stretch. I'm the opposite of a nationalist. These are also working class people like me, right? And they're even more impoverished. They have to work hand to mouth. The reason I do this stream in the first place, the reason I do this sort of thing is so that you guys can tell someone else about what I'm talking about. Is so that you guys can go ahead and say, hey, this is what's happening. You need to know about this, and we need to do something about this. We need to make sure that people don't live in squalor. They don't live like this. They don't have to live with this.
आता है, दोस्त लोग भी है उधर में, वो लोग भी यूपी से है ना, दोस्त लोग उधर में है, फोन करता है, हम लोग के बोलता है भाई एक बार घर दिखाओ, घर तो है नहीं, सब जला दिया वो लोग ने.
Where in India is this? It's in Manipur. This red spot is where it is. You'll notice it's in the far northeast of India. And it's separated largely it's largely separated from the mainland. Fact of the matter is, if Indians were politically literate, thousands of relief funds would have been set up to help the people. I think it's a bit more complicated than that, especially considering that Manipur is right now it's extremely heavily militarized, both by the Indian Army itself, as well as the Indian Army, Assam Rifles, etc., as well as the paramilitary organizations, both on the Kuki and Meitei side. It's a bit more complicated than that, but obviously, like, we're quite politically illiterate. I don't agree with that. I think yes and no. I think there's a level of political awareness and there's a level of awareness in India that just doesn't exist in America. Because in India, like, for a lot of people, existence is political. It just is political. There's no question about it. So yeah, it's always like Manipur is all the way over here. And sort of the rhetoric that you'll hear Meitei nationalists say about Kukis is that Kukis are supposedly illegal immigrants from Myanmar.
कोई कुकी दोस्त है आपके इस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट से पहले?
नहीं,
No, Kukis are literally indigenous. No, they're indigenous people that fought the British.
पर है था, पर अभी तो बात भी नहीं हो सकता है ना, बात करने के लिए क्या.
Like, Kukis literally rose up. They fought against the British. That's the thing. Does India not realize that China can easily pull a Putin move and annex that area? And to be honest, China don't even have to pull a Putin. The people in that area will look to help China invade. What are you talking about? Also, India has nukes. What are you talking about? China will not try that. There's a reason that India and China haven't gone to war recently. Both are nuclear armed countries. Illegal immigrants, when they all be under the same governing structure because it's India, or is there something I'm missing? No. They think that they are illegal immigrants from Myanmar. India and China go to mini war with sticks and stones. No, okay. I'm gonna tell you something that is gonna go contrary to what you guys probably understand about China's involvement in the northeast of India. Northeast Indians, generally speaking, first off, they hate China. They do not like China whatsoever. So China can't help these people. These people don't want China to help, first off. That's number one. Second of all, do you think China invading this region is a good thing? You're a fucking idiot if you do. Wait, Dinosaur Man, where are you from? Bangalore, but live in the US. Man, you should know better. What the fuck? Average Bangalorean, man. Average rich UC, yeah. Dude, you should know better, man. What the fuck are you talking about? China are not the good guys here. They constantly kidnap people from Arunachal Pradesh. They constantly disappear people from Arunachal Pradesh. They're not the good guys. These people don't want China. They identify as Indian. I just want to help these people and don't trust India to do anything. First off, they're not going to help these people. I guarantee you. Just move to China then. Like, if you want to glaze China this much, just go live in China. Like, just go there. Like, okay, man, I understand that India has absolutely mishandled this shit. These people already live a delicate life. The last thing they need is a regime change. Their lives are already in shambles. Also, yes, Chinese folks themselves will say China is not here to save anyone. That's a great point. I forgot about that.
कोई बात हुई नहीं कॉन्फ्लिक्ट के बाद किसी कुकी दोस्त से?
नहीं, किसी भी नहीं हुआ. घर में रह के खाना पीना तो मिलता है, पर दुख तो बहुत लगता है ना. बार बार घर का याद आता है, सोने के टाइम में भी आता है,
Oh, is
नींद
he?
भी नहीं आता है घर के लिए.
So he's Meitei. This guy's Meitei. Got it.
क्या करेगा अभी?
What's the beef between China and India? It's over Tibet. I mean, it's over territory. China claims Arunachal is theirs. India's like, no, off. The main conflict between India and China is that India took in the Dalai Lama as a refugee. There's that. There's one thing that China doesn't like about India. On top of that, China is one of, I think, Pakistan's largest trading partners. Like one of Pakistan's closest allies in the region. Pakistan's closest ally in the region by far is China. So that also doesn't like that. That also is another reason India is not too fond of China to begin with. Does Manipur have a separate governing structure to the caste system of India, or is it more complicated than that? So Meiteis, like this person that you're seeing here, Meiteis are a caste society. They have castes. But Kukizos are a tribal society. They do not have caste, right? So what you're seeing is ethnic hatred, is ethnic division, is what you're seeing.
सोने के टाइम में तो घर दिखता है, इसलिए बहुत मुश्किल है इधर में रहने पे. मालूम नहीं कब एंड होगा. जल्दी से जल्दी एंड होगा तो.
हेलो बोलो कैमरा को. हेलो हेलो हेलो. मस्त 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 मस्त. मस्तर. दिखाओ शक्ल दिखाओ इसकी. हाँ स्माइल के.
कल पाले हैं हाय मिलन, कल पाले हैं हम खाते हैं.
अभी आप लोगों में से किसी को दिल्ली जाना हो तो कैसे जाओगे?
दिल्ली जाना है तो यहाँ
I could be wrong about this. Isn't China quite racist and obsessed with maintenance of Han Chinese supremacy? Welcome to every East Asian country. Korea is exactly the same way. Japan is exactly the same way. South Korea, Japan, China, all extremely racist countries. Very racist countries. Welcome.
से आइजोल.
अच्छा.
आइजोल से गुवाहाटी.
आइजोल में एयरपोर्ट है ना?
आइजोल में एयरपोर्ट है. जस्ट लाइक हाँ, वहाँ से डायरेक्ट एयर में जा सकता है तो होगा. लेकिन इफ तो आइजोल को भी डायरेक्ट फ्लाइट दिल्ली में नहीं है. और वाया कोलकाता से होगा. कोलकाता से होगा.
और अगर कि कोई बाय एयर ना जा सकता हो, किसी के पास इतना पैसा ना हो
तो यहाँ से आइजोल से गुवाहाटी, गुवाहाटी से ट्रेन में जाना पड़ेगा.
मतलब अभी आप इम्फाल के थ्रू जा ही नहीं सकते.
नहीं सकता.
अभी तो मैंने सुना है कि जब असेंबली के सेशन भी होते हैं, जो कुकी एमएलए हैं वो भी इम्फाल नहीं जा पाते हैं. ये सही बात है?
नहीं जा पाते. हाँ, इम्फाल वैली में वो पता चलेगा ये कुकी है, और तो बचने के चांस नहीं है.
Goes to West Asia too, put Turkey as well. Yep, Turkey is also extremely racist. Turkey, Azerbaijan, racism is the norm in most of these countries. What about Israel? What about Israel? You mean Palestine? You mean Palestine? I'm sorry, you mean Palestine.
ये क्या पक रहा है?
सब्जी.
कोई एक फैमिली अपनी सब्जी पका रही है.
देखो 16 मंथ्स दाल खाने का तो हो जाता है ना.
Is this in, wait, where is this again? This is back in, what? Is this Imphal or is this in the hill regions?
कोई भी नहीं खा सकता भाई. यही है रिलीफ कैंप चल रहा है.
ये बैक कैंप भी इसके भी बहुत
हाँ ये
डेंजर है.
उबड़ खाबड़.
This is Chura Chandpur. Okay, so we're back to Kookies again.
सच में डेंजरस है यहाँ पे रहना यार.
It's a Kookie refugee camp, so this is Kookies, okay.
कम पाएगा और थोड़ा हल्का भूकंप पाएगा तो भी यहाँ पे क्या होगा.
हाँ मुश्किल है तो. और मतलब ओवरऑल भी आपको लग रहा है जेरी यार इनफ न्यूज़ में इतनी बात हो रही है इस चीज़ की जितनी होनी चाहिए?
No.
देखो न्यूज़ में हो, कहाँ पे भी जाओ, कहाँ पे किसके साथ बात करो, लेकिन वो सॉल्यूशन नहीं निकलने वाला. इफ सेंटर नहीं है तो गवर्नमेंट, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और वो लोग सॉल्यूशन नहीं निकालेगा तो यहाँ पे तो स्टेट के अंदर में तो सोल्यूशन नहीं निकल पाएगा। न्यूज़ में बोलेगा इस साइड लेफ्ट साइड लोग ने बोला वो लोग का अच्छा बोलेगा, राइट साइड लोग का बुरा बोलेगा, और राइट साइड लोग बोलेगा तो लेफ्ट साइड का बुरा बोलेगा।
We got enlightened centrist Andy here.
वो लोग अच्छा बोलेगा, और तो यहाँ पे डिबेट में खत्म हो जाएगा।
सोल्यूशन तो सरकार नहीं निकाल,
सरकार का ही हाथ में है सोल्यूशन। इफ दे वांट, देखो इंडिया को, भारत को इतना बड़ा है, मणिपुर तो इतना छोटा है, वहाँ पे सोल्यूशन 6 months तो कम नहीं है एक स्टेट के लिए। यहाँ के अंदर में दो
He's not saying left and right in the political sense. He's talking about cookies and metes. Oh, okay.
बच्चे को लड़ाई कर रहे तो उसका पापा को सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है, वहाँ पे तो उसका सोल्यूशन निकालेगा तो वो दोनों फाइट तो खत्म हो जाएगा। पीएम है, हम लोग का पीएम है, होम।
What did you think? Actual politics? Yeah, I thought he was talking about like the news debates on television. That's what I thought. Dude, do the Meitei have caste because of Bengali Hindus converting them? No, it's Bengali Hindus converting them. That's why. Meiteis were Sanskritized by Bengalis. Yes. Now, the other thing I want to keep this in mind, this is not a Hindu versus Christian thing at all, as obviously Hindu nationalists were trying to make this. Because there are Meitei Christians as well. And Meitei Christians also attacked Kuki Christians. So it's largely divided on ethnic line. So they're originally indigenous, the Meiteis. I don't know the full history of the Meitei people, but my understanding is they were once a tribal society, just like the Kukis were, right? But over time, Bengalis went to Manipur. They Sanskritized the Meiteis. Yeah, Meiteis used to be tribals, but they are no longer tribals. But what happened was, in like the 17th and 18th century, they became very sedentary, number one, and they were converted to Hinduism by Bengali missionaries. Meiteis were Sanskritized by Bengalis.
मिनिस्टर का तो एक दो बार आ गया है, बट हम लोग का पीएम, उसका फैमिली का हेड ऑफ द फैमिली, उसका प्रॉब्लम सॉल्यूशन सॉल्व करने के लिए बच्चे लोग के घर में नहीं आएगा तो कैसे सॉल्यूशन को सॉल्व करेगा?
आपको लग रहा है उनको ये पता लग रहा है कि उन्हीं के देश के लोग इतना सफ़र कर रहे हैं?
सब पता है, क्योंकि
आपकी साइड भी मैती साइड भी सब सफ़र ही कर रहे हैं।
हाँ, दोनों सफ़र है। वो लोग को भी जीना मुश्किल है, हम लोग का भी है। हम लोग का फैमिली भी मरता है, हम लोग रोता है, वो लोग का साइड में भी मरता है, हम लोग भी दुखता है।
हेलो,
लाइट भी नहीं है कल रात से।
ओके, क्या आती जाती रहती है लाइट?
कल वेदर की वजह से 2-3 जगह है वो लाइट खराब हो गया है, तो इस एरिया में भी कवर हुआ है।
ओके, दिखा भी सकते हैं आयुष, आप शॉट ले सकते हैं, दिखाइए कि किस हालत में लोग रह रहे हैं। और ये 16 महीने से ऐसे ही रह।
That's it. That's how people live.
और अपने घर
Why is it so hard to get rid of the caste system? Why is it so hard to get rid of race? Like, get rid of racism in America. Yeah, it's about power. It's always been about maintaining power within the hands of a group of people. Still run by BJP technically. No, the point is, going back to this, focusing on this for a second, right? The reason that the BJP allowed this to happen is because the government of Manipur at that time was run by Biren Singh. Biren Singh is a BJP guy, BJP Meitei nationalist. Nongthombam Biren Singh, this guy, he was the chief minister of Manipur. He's the leader of Manipur until this year, actually. So he got free reign from the BJP to do whatever violence he wanted to. And he openly bragged about committing an ethnic cleansing against the Kukis. He was angry that he wasn't able to directly kill Kukis himself. He's on tape admitting to that. This is the aftermath of the BJP just letting this guy do whatever he wants.
Add to that, they have no near end to this violence. Like, you can't see it ending anytime soon. And so this might be where they might live for years now. Is that right, Jerry?
Yes, sir.
They might have to live here for years.
Yes, 16 months now.
Yeah.
This is like one village.
Okay.
This is a village all packed in a building, by the way.
All of them are from one village.
Yeah.
And now this room is their village.
Yeah.
कोई ज़रिया ही नहीं है इनको अपने वापस अपने गांव ले जाने के लिए, या इनका जो फ्यूचर है उस
No, BJP was no. Let's be honest. The national BJP silence was 10,000% intentional. That's what I was saying. They're directly complicit in this. They gave Biren Singh free reign to do whatever he wants. It was completely intentional. There are some instances where even Amit Shah was basically saying, "Whoa, Biren Singh, you might be doing too much here," and Biren Singh went over the top. Because Amit Shah doesn't have the same level of hatred for cookies. I'll be honest. I'd be surprised if Amit Shah knew what cookies were before recently. He doesn't harbor the same level of antagonism and hatred towards cookies that Biren Singh does. Is there an opposition party or a resistance force to help the cookies? There are kooky militants. No. There are kooky paramilitaries right now. That's kind of the situation of Manipur right now. It's segregated. And the people patrolling the areas are paramilitaries belonging to each ethnic group. So the evidence wasn't directly carried out by the national military. Was it like local paramilitary? Yes. It was Meitei paramilitaries that attacked Kukis first, thus leading Kukis to arm themselves and then attack Meitei civilians. Essentially, Biren had a lot of leverage on the BJP because of the national elections in 2024. He controlled the militants, and the BJP did not want this to escalate to a point of president's rule prior to the 2024 elections.
It's all just a very big pause. It's a pause in everyone's life. I mean, I don't think my vocabulary can do justice to what this situation is in the whole of this state. And this is precisely why we chose and we decided to come here and document what is the current status of this state. That's why this episode of Bharat Ek Khoj, that's why we've decided to make this, so that at least it can be documented कि आज की डेट में भी भारत के ही एक राज्य की करंट स्टेटस ये है जहाँ एक टाइप सिचुएशन जिसको उतना हाइटन ना करें तो राइट बोल दें, पर असल बात तो यही कि टाइप सिचुएशन किस स्थिति पे खड़ी है, अभी भी वो अलाइव एंड किकिंग है इतनी कि जो लोग अपने गाँव को अपने घरों को छोड़ के आए हैं वो अभी भी इन रिलीफ कैंप्स में रहने पर मजबूर हैं। वो कब वापस जा पाएंगे, वो कब वापस जाने का सोच भी पाएंगे, उन्हें खुद भी नहीं पता। ये है आज की स्थिति, ये है सितंबर 2024। कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को शुरू हुए 16 महीने हो चुके हैं, एक लोकसभा इलेक्शन हो चुका है, पूरी दुनिया में पार्लियामेंट में मणिपुर की बात हो चुकी है, लेकिन असली सल्यूशन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट का कम होना nowhere in sight.
How do the existing Manipur insurgent groups fit into this? Because Manipur had its own insurgency for a couple of decades before this. It's dead. My understanding is that the Manipur, like the communists in Manipur basically died out completely. And the other thing is it was completely quashed. The Manipur insurgency prior to this is like that existed prior to this has since been quashed. It's dead.
lalpan ke egota damlai ni abe mahin semhar hiti lalpana hunadang tai wai hom na ni anai tai cái page.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Kiki pake? Kiki pake? Kiki pake? Kiki pake? Kiki. What does that song mean? Did you understand?
Yeah.
What does it mean, sir? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Kiki pake? Yes.
Song to it is a religious song, na?
Okay. It's about the church?
Yeah.
Okay. And what does it say? Is it about Jesus?
Yeah.
Okay.
In this good time, na? Let us pray to God, let us remember God, and let us work for our God.
That's a good reminder in these times, no?
Yeah.
That's a good reminder in these times.
हमारा बीबी भी कुकी है,
अच्छा,
आ नहीं पा रहा है।
वो कहाँ पे है अभी?
वो कापुकी में, वो भी रो के जी रहा है। हम भी इधर में ऐसे ही घटा रहा हूँ, ऐसे ही क्या करेगा समय।
आपकी बात होती है रोज?
कभी कभी होता है, हर रोज तो नहीं होता है।
तो आपके बच्चे आपके साथ आए, उनके साथ रह गए?
3 बच्चा है हमारा,
हाँ
एक 10 वर्ष का है,
हाँ
एक 9 वर्ष का है,
हाँ।
और छोटा वाला 8 वर्ष का है। और छोटा वाला तो रह गया,
8 वर्ष वाला उधर ही है?
हाँ उधर ही है। और 2 बच्चा लेके आया, और एक जिम्नास्टिक खिलाया है, और
तो
एक
आप
जूडो
मतलब
खेला है।
3 मई के बाद से अपनी वाइफ को नहीं मिल पाए हो?
जब से आया तब से कैसे मिलेगा? बात भी नहीं किया था पहले तो,
बात भी नहीं किए थे?
अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा करने लगा है। वही अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा सुविधा मिला है, पहले तो बात नहीं करता था। बहुत तकलीफ है यार। और
तो आप वो क्या सोचते हैं इस वॉर के बारे में? आप क्या सोचते हो वॉर के बारे में?
इस आए हम लोग परिवार एक साथ फिर पहले का जैसे प्यार में रहे,
हाँ।
वही हम लोग रात भर दिन भर प्रेयर करता है। वो फ़ोन करता है कभी, उसमें प्रेयर करता है, और हमारा भी ऐसे ही दिन रात ऐसे प्रेयर करके रहता है।
तो ना आप उधर जा सकते हो ना वो इधर आ
आ
सकती है।
सकता है।
आपकी अरेंज मैरिज थी?
He's wearing, by the way, he like this is how much he believes in the idea of India, just for the record. You'll notice he's wearing "Hello Democracy, I'm now ready to exercise my right to vote." And it's in the Indian flag colors. You'll notice that. This is how much the Indian government has failed them. Not failed them, abandoned them on purpose. Purposefully abandoned them.
लव मैरिज थी? लव मैरिज होगी?
लव मैरिज ही है।
हाँ। तो आपके
रह गया।
आपके पास
एक बेटा है।
आपके पास फोन है कि नहीं है?
फ़ोन तो है ही।
उनके पास है?
है।
तो रोज बात नहीं कर
रोज
पाते?
बात नहीं पाता है, काम करता है, थक जाता है, फ़ोन करने से भी नहीं उठाता है। और पहले तो हमने कमा के खाता था,
हाँ।
अभी तो खुद कमा रहा है, हैरान हो जाता है, थक जाता है।
ऐसे और भी कपल होंगे जिसमें हस्बैंड मैती या हस्बैंड कुकी,
बहुत होगा
वाइफ
शायद,
मैती कुकी, ऐसे बहुत हैं।
बहुत होगा शायद।
और सब अलग अलग हो गए हैं।
अलग अलग नहीं हुआ है,
नहीं,
दिल
वही-
से अलग नहीं हुआ है, दिल से अलग नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन बैठने के लिए तो
हाँ,
अलग
वही।
हो गया, जगह अलग हो गया, वही बात है। लेकिन वो लोग के दिल में तो
I'm going to pull up another story of another example of this was in 2023. So, what happened was a Kuki man married to a Meitei mother who had a child that was both Kuki and Meitei, right? Father's Kuki, mother's Meitei. The child was shot in the head by Assam rifles, right? And Assam rifles bullet ricocheted and hit his head. So the boy needed to go to the hospital, and they needed to go to the Imphal hospital. They said, you know what? Let the boy go with his mother and his neighbor who are both Meitei. What happened was immediately as that was happening, there was fake news being spread on WhatsApp that the ambulance that was carrying the boy, his mother, and his neighbor, all Meitei by the way, like the boy is half Kuki, half Meitei. There's rumors that they were harboring terrorists. So Meitei ethno-nationalists, as the ambulance entered Imphal, set the entire ambulance on fire, killing everyone, burning the child, the mother, and the neighbor alive. This was 2 years ago. Are unions between Meiteis and Kukis very common? Yeah, they were. They were very common, yeah. Imphal used to be way more cosmopolitan than it is now. There used to be a lot more Kukis and Nagas and all sorts of people living in Imphal. Now it's entirely Meitei at this point.
हमारा जैसे रो रो के दिन समय बिता रहा है।
कुछ ये जो पॉलिटिक्स चल रही है अभी मैती में भी कुकी में भी, इसके बारे में आप दोनों कुछ बात करते हो कि
कुछ उसका अंदर में कुछ बात नहीं होता है। खाना खा लिया, कैसा है, वो बीमार होगा तो बीमार है बोल देगा, उसमें साथ में बैठो और शास्त्र पढ़ो और प्रेयर करो, और काम करने जाता है, कैसे होता है, कितना मिलता है, बस ऐसी तरह से देखो। जब वार ख़त्म होगा तब हम लोग फिर मिलजुल के साथ में खाना खाएगा, उससे ज़्यादा बात नहीं होता है। और बच्चा का जो बोलेगा बच्चा, हमारा खाने के लिए भेजो और पेन भेजो, कपड़ा भेजो, बोलता है कैसे भेजेगा? हाँ ज़रूर बोलता तो मुंह में, काम कर नहीं पाता है। दिल में कितना दुख होगा वो। हमें मालूम है हम जैसा वोट होगा हमारा जैसे रो रो के
Dude.
बैठा होगा वो लोग जल्द से जल्द सोल्यूशन ले आके पीस में बैठा है तो अच्छा है ये सरकार ये परमेश्वर ये भगवान का राज क्या है मालूम नहीं
We're back to Surachandpur.
Hi. What's your name?
Thầy Nê Lâm,
What village are you from?
Utang Pokpi,
Okay. What district is that?
Chandil district,
And how far is your village?
around 50 kilometers away.
50 kilometers. And since
In
when?
Sukno,
In Sukno. Since when have you been living here?
maybe 1.5 years.
You don't miss your home?
Yes,
You do? And what is it that you miss about your home?
it is calm there. Now here, as most of the people we are living together here, it is a bit difficult for us, even in our studies, and there is no privacy at all. But in our village, as we have a separate house, we are staying in our own house. But here, things cannot happen smoothly as in that happen in our village.
Of course. Did you have Methi friends before in the village?
Yes.
Or around? Did you talk to them at all?
But now we did not talk anymore. They did not talk to us already.
Okay. No contact on the phone, nothing?
Yes,
Are you in school or are you in college?
I graduate this year.
You
No,
graduate
yeah,
from school or college?
college,
From college.
Yeah.
All right. And what subject are you studying?
geography.
Geography. From where?
Trichanpur College here.
All
Yes.
right. And what do you hope to do after this?
Still now we have no already. There is no proper place to study anymore. So for now, yeah, I just take a break.
Do you see this ending anytime soon?
I don't know.
Would you want it to end?
Is not just sectarian violence, guys. I need to remind you this. That smile, man, always there. Yeah. It's the smile of resignation. That smile, you will see this all the time on people who are suffering. You feel like you're going crazy, you don't know what to do, but you all have to power through it somehow. You have to make sense of what has been dealt to you. You have no choice but to make sense of what kind of cards have been dealt to you. That's the kind of smile that she is bearing. That's the kind of smile that this father bore. It's the smile of suffering.
And I wanted to end this war soon. And sometimes I want to continue my studies. But as the conflict is more sometimes urgent, we cannot continue our studies anymore.
I'm sure this must be a very tough life. No privacy. I don't know how clean the washrooms are and stuff like that, you know. Isn't it very tough?
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult for me to live.
This is a very good point. I want people to get drilled into their heads. There's a lot of people that tend to valorize squalid conditions, saying, oh my God, they're making the best of, the cards that have been dealt to them, which they are. They're managing however they can. They're forced to manage. They have no other choice, right? But they don't like it. There's a sort of weird thing that we tend to do where we're like, oh, look at how brave they are for living in these conditions. Look at how strong they are. There's a weird valorization that we as humans tend to do of other people that are put into very horrible conditions like this. It's a coping mechanism, right, for us, because we can't comprehend the situation that they're living in. But it bears reminding, it bears repeating that they don't want to live like this. No one wants to live like this. Palestinians in Gaza don't want to live the way that they've been living. They don't want to live like that. What are we doing? Elam Tamils don't want to live the way they've been living, right? They don't want to do that. Baloch people don't want to live the way that they're living right now, being kidnapped by the Pakistani state. No one wants to live in these kinds of conditions. Kookies don't want to live like this. They want to go to school. They want to have fun. They want to have, they want to enjoy the same stuff that we're enjoying. They don't want to live no one wants to live like this. They're forced to live like this, which is why we have to raise our voices. We have to be the ones to raise our voices so that these people don't have to live like this anymore. So that cookies don't have to live like this. anymore. So Meitei refugees don't have to live in those refugee camps anymore, right? Talking is just a bare minimum, but that's a bare minimum that even we're not doing. No matter how impossible it looks, you got to keep raising your voice. You got to keep saying something. Bare minimum is saying something. No matter how impossible it looks, you got to try, because everything seems impossible until it's done.
But do you have any other options?
I don't.
We saw this grandfather almost completely paralyzed by the violence he faced, by the fact that he was literally beaten to near death. People should not have to live like that. We have to fight for a much better world than the one that we live in. Let this be a moment of radicalization. Tell this to everyone you know, because the first step of making things better for everyone is combating ignorance. The first step, understanding the current situation. Because once you understand the situation, you can figure out what to do next. But we're still at stage 0. People need to understand what is happening here. People need to understand what is happening in Manipur. Mainland Indians can raise their voices tomorrow. They can do it. They can get out onto the streets and say, hey, we demand justice for Manipur. They can do that.
Do you hope to go back to the village anytime soon?
Yes, I hope so.
Were you born in that village?
Yes.
Yeah, you've always been in that village.
Since childhood, we stay there since from birth, so I miss it.
Do you look at like photos of the house and
Yes.
how often do you look at the photos of the house?
Most of the time I look back all past all the photos and that has been taken in our village.
You have friends here in the camp?
Most of them go outside the state already.
Okay. But you don't have relatives and stuff like that where you could stay? You don't have anyone you could stay with? You have to live in the camp? It's fine. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you. कि पुछदे हो हाल फकीरां दा साडा नदियों विछड़े नीरां दा कि पुछदे हो हाल फकीरां दा साडा नदियों विछड़े.
Is this like a famous song in like Punjab or something? It's a Punjabi Sikh prayer. Okay, got it.
है कि नहीं सही नहीं है.
Poem. It's a poem. Got it.
आपका घर कहाँ था इससे पहले?
ये इस लड़ाई से पहले मेरा घर तो थौबाल के तरफ था.
अच्छा, वो यहाँ से कितना दूर हुआ भाई?
80 किलोमीटर दूर होगा.
अच्छा, थौबाल.
हाँ.
तो यहाँ कब आए आप?
हम यहाँ पहुँचा 17 मई को.
अच्छा, 17 मई 2023.
2023 17 मई.
भाग के आना पड़ा?
भाग के आना पड़ा. मजबूर है. क्या करूँ?
कैसी सिचुएशन थी भाई उस वक्त वहाँ की?
पुलिस का बीच लड़ाई हुआ था ना. और वो बिष्णुपुर वाला पुलिस और हमारा चरचमपुर वाला पुलिस का बीच लड़ाई हुआ था. वो बात तो सुना है हमने. और वो बात सोशल मीडिया में फैला लगभग 4-5 बजे ऐसा ना. और हमारा थौबाल में जंग वो उसका बाद बिगड़ा. भीड़ जमा हो के घर जलाना शुरू हो गया. आपकी आंखों के सामने हुआ है? आंखों के सामने हुआ है. हमने देखा है. हमारा घर जलाते हुए हमने देखा है. देखो, हम पहले इस जंग से पहले हम अध्यापक का काम कर रहा था.
अध्यापक? अच्छा,
अध्यापक का काम कर रहा था. या
वेयर सर?
थौबाल में.
अच्छा.
अध्यापक का काम कर रहा था. वो
सरकारी या प्राइवेट?
प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन था.
अच्छा.
मैती का स्कूल था. हम वहाँ काम करते थे. जहाँ पढ़ाते थे मैती का
सैलरी देता था मैती?
मैती था.
आपके स्टूडेंट्स भी मैती को मिक्स होंगे? या सिर्फ मैती थे?
कुकी तो कम है, ज़्यादातर
आपके
मीठे का है.
students थे?
हाँ.
Do you miss your students? Do you miss the classroom?
Yeah, I miss my classroom, but most of the time, some of my students used to call me, and I see them holding guns. They are Meitei students, Meitei people. I see them holding guns, wearing uniform, and then I have their contact number. They have my contact number. Sometimes I used to view their status. They used to view my status, and then sometimes I'll see them like going on patrol, holding guns.
Dude, what the fuck, man? Dude, his own students, he's seeing his own students holding guns to shoot his own people. That is, the students are metes. They're holding guns now that are being used to shoot his people. He's kooky. That's what's going on here. The amount of psychological torture that has to inflict on an individual like that, it's unfathomable. I mean, his students are kind of like his kids. It's like seeing your own kids growing up to kill your own people. That has to f with you.
It feels bad for me, actually, to be honest. हम थोड़ा बुरा लगता है क्योंकि जो हमने पढ़ाता था वो हमारे जातीय लोग, हम तो कुकी से बिलोंग करता हूँ, वो मेती तो है, बंदूक पकड़ के वो ड्यूटी कर रहा, तो किसको मारने ड्यूटी कर रहा है? कुकी को मारे ना, तो सारा भी थोड़ी ना अच्छा लगेगा ना.
There's that smile again. There's that smile again. This is the way things are, huh? Isn't it? I mean, he's describing it to you. His own students are holding guns to kill his own people. He's asking. He's talking to Samdish because he doesn't want to feel like he's crazy. He wants to feel like he's not crazy. He wants to relay to Samdish the absurdity of this situation. That's what he's trying to relay to Samdish.
लेकिन वो लोग बोलता है, सर,
There are no words to describe this. This is absurd.
issue something like that.
अच्छा, मतलब अभी बातचीत होती है.
His students are saying they miss him as they're shooting his people. I don't know how to describe that. The absurdity of that situation. There is no way to just describe that to someone. You can't do that. The Modi government did this on purpose. It's purposeful. They let Biren Singh do all this. They let the double engine run. I wonder if the kids even understand what they're doing. I don't know, man. I don't.
होती है, थोड़ी होती है, लेकिन हमने
इस लड़ाई के बारे में बात होती है.
हमने समझाया था, आप ऐसा लड़ाई में मत पड़ो क्योंकि आप तो स्टूडेंट हैं, अच्छा से पढ़ाई करके आपका नौकरी जॉब वगैरह लगने के लिए करो, नहीं तो हम आपका नाम ऐसा वॉलंटियर और ऐसा गन पकड़ने के अंदर में आपका नाम शामिल होना से एक ना एक दिन आपको महंगा पड़ेगा, क्योंकि ये रिकॉर्ड में ज़रूर जमा होगा और गवर्नमेंट के आंखों में आप तो दाग लगा हुआ आदमी बन जाएगा. ऐसा मत करो, ऐसा बोल रहा था. कुछ 2-3 लड़के तो मैंने ऐसा बोलने से, बात अच्छी से करने से, सर हम लोग ऐसा नहीं करेगा बोल रहा था, लेकिन कुछ लोग तो बोलता है ना, नेशन कम फर्स्ट.
यार अब आप पढ़ा रहे हो यहाँ पे, अब टीचिंग हो रही है आपकी कि नहीं? अभी कुछ है यहाँ पे एम्प्लॉयमेंट की नहीं?
अभी तो मुश्किल है.
नहीं, यहाँ पे कोई नौकरी का साधन नहीं बन पाया.
यहाँ तो थोड़ी देर महीने हम एनजीओ का काम कर रहा था.
ठीक है,
लेकिन
अब क्या करते हो आजकल? व्हाट डू यू डू एवरी डे? डे टू डे में क्या चल रहा है?
मजदूरी करता हूँ.
किस टाइप की?
जो काम मिलता है वो करता हूँ.
जैसे मतलब एग्जांपल दीजिए.
एग्जांपल लाइक लेबर वर्क्स एंड ऑल.
मतलब सामान उठाना और ये सब?
सामान उठाना ये सब भी चलता है. अभी तो मजबूरन मजदूरी करना पड़ा है. यहाँ का हालत इतना है कि ऐसा है कि वो मजदूरी करने काम, जो वो व्यक्ति जो मजदूरी करने काम मिलता है ना, वो बहुत नसीब वालों को मानता है. यहाँ का हालत इतना है, ऐसा है. अभी का हालत ऐसा है.
Are not we Indian? The lifestyle what the South Indian people are living, we feel jealous. We want to also live like them.
First off, sorry to joke a little bit, but I love how they immediately jumped to I love how these guys immediately said, North India. I want to live like South India. Even North India, even catching strays here. Even in the midst of all of this madness that we just described here, North India is somehow still catching strays. Even these guys are like, no, we want Kerala, man. We don't want Uttar Pradesh. We don't want Haryana. We don't want that shit. Just wanted to point that out. I find that I just find that very silly. Oh, man.
But we've been left. Not left, we have been kicked out. The trauma that we face, we don't want to repeat also. और उसको याद करके क्या करना है? और टेंशन बढ़ता है. झेला है, हम लोग को जानता है. We have faced, we know the problem. We know the issue.
Do you think enough healing can ever happen that the two communities might be able to coexist again?
There is nothing that we can't sit on a table and bring negotiation. सब चीज होता है. मानते ही नहीं. लाने को जो responsibility होता है लाने का, they are not taking the responsibility. अब देखिए इस बच्चा का कौन, इसका फ्यूचर क्या है? खाने का तो खिला रहा है सरकार, इसका फ्यूचर क्या है? We don't want to sacrifice the future of our children. What have they committed the sin? क्या हम लोग को दया नहीं आ रहा है? क्या गलती किया हम लोग? बस कि या इंडिया में हम लोग जन्म लिया, बस ये गलती हम लोग का. अब लोग आए इंटरव्यू लेंगे, वहां से पब्लिश करेगा, कोई लेने वाला कुछ एक्शन ही नहीं लेगा तो क्या है? मुद्दा को उठा ही नहीं रहा. चलो अंदर चलते रहो.
But I talk to a lot of kids, sir, on both sides. I see that even kids they have a lot of hatred in their heart towards the other side.
तो इसको we can neutralize them. तो जितना दिन ये चलते रहेगा ना उतना दिन टफ होते जाएगा. बात तो यही है ना. So at last क्या हम लोग को क्या चाहिए? We want peace at any cost. तुम लोग को 1000 आदमी कुर्बान करने कर देंगे हम लोग 1000 आदमी कुर्बान. हम लोग को शांति चाहिए.
This is so.
How many years do you think this will take?
We can't predict. This can be solved within a. Don't please put up a question that how long will it take. You please ask can it be solved within a couple of weeks. आप मत पूछिए ना कि कितना साल चलेगा. बोलिए कि कल खत्म करता है. ऐसा बोलिए ना.
और क्या हो सकता है कल खत्म?
That is what we want. To bring the solution within a couple of days.
पर आपको लगता है जो आपके अंदर की फ्रस्ट्रेशन है वो जो पॉलिटिशियंस हैं मणिपुर के और दिल्ली के वो समझते हैं बात को?
यही तो बड़ा बात मुश्किल है. They are not listening to our feelings because they are not suffering. हम लोग को तो अभी देखिए ना आधा हम लोग we are crossing more than 50 years. We cannot restart from the beginning. तो अभी घर बनाना है, क्या करना है, बच्चा का शादी का समय आ रहा है, पढ़ने का समय. Who is bearing the responsibility? सरकार तो बोलेगा only in the paperwork. हाँ दिया है. आइए ना ग्राउंड रियलिटी में देखिए ना. और आप लोग भी यहाँ पे जाइए ना अंदर में कैसा फेस किया हुआ है. There are some more really more worse than this.
आपका क्या काम था सर इससे पहले?
I was a teacher, lecturer in the chemistry department for the last 20 years.
I see kids in all relief camps.
अभी तो ये लोग बहुत खुश है. ये लोग का स्ट्रक्चर बॉडी ग्रोथ भी हो रहा है ठीक से क्योंकि ये लोग को भी थोड़ा नाश्ता वास्ता ठीक से मिल रहा है. एक समय था ना जो हम लोग गुजरा है totally terrible.
You didn't have enough food then?
कोई 5 दिन खाना बुखार से बैठा था, कोई पानी पीने का नहीं मिल रहा था.
तो यहाँ का कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आपको क्यों लगता है इतना लंबा क्यों चल गया है?
वही तो पता नहीं चला ना. वो पता चलता तो हम लोग यहाँ पे थोड़ी होते.
पर आप यहाँ के निवासी हैं, आपको इस समाज की एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग होगी.
या इसमें जरूर पॉलिटिक्स का होगा, इसीलिए तो सॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है. बड़ा बड़ा पार्टी लोग हाथ होगा, कुछ ज्यादा बोल देगा तो रात को हम लोग मारेगा.
Sir, do you think the environment right now is fine enough for people to talk about peace? या फिर अभी peace की बात हो ही नहीं रही है?
ऐसा है, दो बच्चा झगड़ा करता है ना तो माँ बाप का फर्ज बनता है कि वो दोनों को कॉम्प्रोमाइज कराओ. वो नहीं हो रहा है. It's more than 60 months. PM have never uttered a single word.
He's never come.
काम का तो बात छोड़िए ना.
बात भी नहीं की है. और अब तो opposition भी I think has forgotten about it.
Everyone, the game is over. अब आप आ गया थोड़ा याद दिया तो फिर हमारा टेंशन बढ़ गया.
I'm sorry sir.
नहीं होता है.
नहीं मैं जान रहा हूँ आप क्या बोल रहे हो.
Totally we want to forget it.
Say that our experience in Manipur shook us to the core and that the sheer apathy, if not complicity of the state, has left Manipur fully divided would be a gross understatement. It remains a real-life example of what happens when two identities decide to fight, when the idea of India as envisioned by our founders is perhaps ruined beyond repair. Did you notice how they said India is a family and the parents f***ed up? These people just want to live normal lives, man. That's it. Yeah, man. I mean, that's why we got to talk about this, man. When the mind is with fear and no head dare to be held high, when narrow domestic walls are erected and manipulated to break the world into tiny fragments. It was and remains a reminder of what happens when we decide to fight, when we choose to hate. Never stop talking about Manipur. If you're Indian especially, never stop talking about Manipur. By the way, now I tell you something. Samdish mentioned the fact that he could not use 90% of the footage he recorded because only 10% of the people talked about peace. And that's what he chose to make a video about. I'm assuming the other 90% was basically they wanted to kill each other. They either wanted to kill each other or were too scared to actually talk, I'd assume. Biren Singh and all the Meitei nationalists in Manipur, absolute monsters. The Manipur High Court, Biren Singh's administration, Biren Singh, and the BJP, blood is on their hands for this. Blood has always been on their hands for Godhra, for various war crimes that they've committed against the Kashmiris as well, especially for Manipur as well. There is a lot of blood on the BJP's hands. An entire ethnic cleansing happened at the behest of Biren Singh. The only way forward is split the state. You have to split Manipur. They've crossed the Rubicon. You have to split it into two states. We need separate administration. Separate administration is the need. We need it now.